check out these koi fish. And in this video, we're gonna ride the motorcycle around to a couple of different locations that are most definitely worth visiting if you're up in this part of Thailand. Right, today's weapon of choice is this Honda CRF 250. All right, so first stop this morning will be the White Temple, so let's get on the road. Here we are at the White Temple. So it's about a 20-minute ride from central Chiang Rai. Pretty easy going, not a lot of traffic on the road. If you are coming to the White Temple by motorcycle, it seems parking here is pretty easy as well. Like, they don't seem to give a rat's ass too much where you park your bike. So as you can see, I've rolled up right at the front of the temple here, and no one's batted an eye. So that's pretty cool. So when you first approach the temple, there's a bridge, and underneath the bridge there's all these outstretched hands, which is representative of unrestrained desire. So for all you people that are materialistic when it comes to possession, take note. So the crossing of this bridge here is called the cycle of rebirth. And then once you cross the bridge, you get to the gate of heaven. And you can see those two creatures there that are guarding the gate. They represent death and Rahu. So we cross over the cycle of rebirth, past the guardians of the gate of heaven. Right, and we've got the main building, which is behind me here. That's the main temple. So that's actually called the Ubasot. And then at the entrance of the Ubasot, you've got these mythical creatures. They're actually called Kinari, and they're sort of a half human, half bird kind of creature. Right, so you come out of the Ubasot, and then it's basically one-way traffic. Like through, up over the bridge, through to Ubasot, and then back out. elaborate structure here that is the White Temple. Now, from what I've been reading, the Gold Temple, which is still quite eloquent, but it's much smaller, represents the human desire for wealth, money, whereas the White Temple behind me here is representative of a focus more on the mind as opposed to obtaining wealth and material possessions. Right, that was thoroughly impressive. You probably only need an hour here. I think that'd be plenty of time. One of the interesting facts about Wat Huay Pla Kang is the Thai artist slash owner, Chiang Rai, has actually said that despite the temple being completed in 1997, he's not expecting it to be fully finished until the year 2070. Chipping away at making additions to it over the next 50 years. Right, so we've had a bit of a squiz around the White Temple, and yeah, it's been pretty awesome. So what we're going to do now is we're going to jump back on the bike and we're going to continue down the road that the White Temple's on to Singha Park, which is actually a park that's been named after the 5-year. About a short 10-minute ride down the road from the White Temple, and you can't really miss the conspicuous golden lion that's perched up on the little hill here, which is, if you're familiar with Singha beer, you'll know that the label on the beer bottle has a golden lion on it. Well, that's what this is here. So the park's actually family owned, and it only opened up to the public 10 years ago in 2012, but since then it's actually established itself as one of the premier tourist attractions in northern Thailand, and definitely a must-see stop if you're in the Chiang Rai area. You can see out over there, the area of the park is quite vast, and it looks like it's been really quite well maintained. Yeah, the lawns and the gardens are in virtually immaculate condition. Once we finish up here, we're going to head back to Chiang Rai and to the Blue Temple, which is located just on the northern side of the river from the city centre. Before arriving at the Blue Temple, I just wanted to make a quick pit stop at Wat Prathat, Doi Khao, Kwai. Yeah, this is a temple which is perched up on top of the hill just to the south of Chiang Rai, and it is amazing. Check this out. Looks like there's a Buddha statue in the distance there. Well, to my right here there's a temple which sits just on a lower level section of the hilltop just behind the stupa, and it's got all these quite ornate decorations, like different colours. They kind of look like gemstones. And then at the entrance here, we've got another one of these mythological kind of creatures, which is sort of like a three-headed serpent of sorts. The decorations here are just exquisite. And I think when you think of Chiang Rai as Wat Temple, Buddha Temple, you certainly don't hear too much about Wat Prathat, Doi, Khao, Kwai. This is definitely worth a look, and because it is located up on top of the hill, probably the easiest way to get up here would be by a motorcycle. You could probably get a taxi. Might be a little bit too much effort to walk up, unless you're a bit of a hardcore trekker or fitness fanatic. You'd probably do it, but in the stifling heat, it's just going to make it all that much more of a task. Alright, this guy here who resembles the luck dragon out of the Never-Ending Story, his name is Sihuhata, and he's actually a Thai deity, and apparently he can consume red hot coals, shit gold nuggets, and grants immense wealth to his worshippers. Yeah, it's actually a pretty cool monument, because they even put like sort of hair texture on his skin, and then got big claws. Yeah, he's quite revered from what I've been told. I was just chatting to a gentleman up there before, and he's telling me that people often walk all the way up to the hilltop here, which would be some serious effort involved in that, just to pay respects and leave an offering. As you can see in the in the mouth and the bottom teeth there, people have left flowers and whatnot. That's the road that you come up if you're in a car or on a motorcycle, but if you're on foot, there's a staircase here, and then when you get to the top, you've got these guys here which are called yakshas, and they are the guardians of the site. Taken another little detour before getting to the Blue Temple. So this location here is called Wat Huay Pla Kang, and from the hilltop where I was just before, you see this massive white Buddha statue in the distance. I thought I have to go and check that out, right? Of course it is. So they say this is one of the lesser visited locations in Chiang Rai. Life of me, I can't figure out why. This is just incredible. You can see that there's like a fusion in the design with these Chinese dragons. Right, so just over here, they've got a 9-story pagoda. So the name Wat Huay Pla Kang actually translates to the Temple of Mercy. And this particular site was chosen by a monk called Tisawasu. And he constructed the first temple over there in 2007. Alright, time to wrap it up. En route to Blue Temple. Stop on the tour of cool things around Chiang Rai is the Wat Huay Pla Temple, or Blue Temple. Now this temple is actually pretty new. It was only completed in 2016, and apparently it's not as yet widely known by visitors as the White Temple, but it's definitely worth a look. It's got these two really gnarly black guardians at the front gate, and then you walk through, and the external facade of the temple's sort of a more gold colour. There's a lot of blue here, but especially when you walk inside. So the main Buddhist monument inside is actually a white Buddha, and we're allowed to take photos inside there, so I'm just going to go in and film a couple of clips. So there's a lot of cool stuff just like within the parking lot, actually in front of the temple. We've got this fountain over here, and then another white Buddha which is actually quite similar to the one inside. The one inside is actually a fair bit more extravagant, as you can imagine. The decorations, attention to detail that's gone into the construction is just magnificent. Exquisite the way they have this gold decoration overlaying the blue color. They're taking a break for a couple of minutes, get out of the sun. We've hit the Blue Temple. You got to try one of these little ice cream dessert things, 40 baht, and comes in like a waffle bowl kind of thing, and it's got like coconut ice cream and nuts on top, and it's just scrumptious. Alright, so just going to head back to the city now. I've actually got to get the motorcycle back to the shop, so we'll drop it off, and then the last remaining places that I want to show you in this video are within walking distance from the hotel, so we can do that on foot. Dropped off the bike and now I've got boots on the ground in the city centre. And this is the Chiang Rai clock tower, which is pretty much right in the bowels of the city. So you can see the decorations start before you actually reach the intersection, and it actually serves obviously as a roundabout as well. So you might notice the design of the architecture is actually quite similar to that of the White Temple, and that's because it was actually designed by the same guy, Chai, the Thai artist. And the clock tower was unveiled by His Majesty the King in 2008. Right, so I'm back in Bangkok after an epic odyssey up into northern Thailand, and what a top-notch adventure it was. Chiang Rai, such a grouse time up there. I definitely recommend that if you are intending to go either to Chiang Mai or Chiang Rai, stop off at Sukhothai on the way, and then continue on to Chiang Mai and then Chiang Rai. Now you can actually use Chiang Mai as a launching pad and take day trips up into Chiang Rai, but if you want to explore that area a little bit deeper, then I recommend you spend a couple of nights in Chiang Rai. I think 2 nights would suffice. Alternatively, if you're a little bit tight for time, you can always just do a day tour out of Chiang Mai. There's a shit ton of tour companies that operate out of Chiang Mai, and they run like minivan tours, usually about maybe 9 to 12 people in a minivan. So I was chatting to one guy who actually did one of those tours out of Chiang Mai, and it was just a day trip to Chiang Rai, White Temple, Blue Temple, and then up to the Golden Triangle, and then a boat ride along the Mekong. Alright guys, that's it from the land of smiles. Hope you've enjoyed the video. See you next time.